another live class. It's your very own Fashion Boss Innovations Academy. Okay, so you know I don't often like wasting your time because I take your data seriously. Okay, so for those of you that were in yesterday's class, hope you found value in the class and hope you've started practicing all the things that we are doing here. Don't just learn and go and sit down. You wouldn't know you can do it if you don't practice, and you wouldn't get better at what you are doing if you also do not practice. Okay, all right, so in today's class we are going to be learning how to make, you see that luxury bubu you are seeing on the thumbnail? Yes, that is the bubu we are going to be learning how to make today. Okay, so it's a luxury bubu with pleated shoulders, and then it has this Aso-oke V design in front. The neckline is a V, and an Aso-oke was used to embellish it. Okay, it has an exaggerated puffy sleeve, and it also has the structure pockets you are seeing on the front. So I'm going to be learning how to do all of that in this class. Okay, we're not going to waste your time. So the first thing you will do, you know, like is the rule here. As you are joining, you are given a thumbs up, okay, and you are commenting where you are watching this class from, right? Okay, all right. So this is the fabric that we are using for the project. This is the fabric. It is liquid micaldo, right? It is called a liquid micaldo, right? And then this is the Aso-oke we are using for the front and back embellishment. You see they are very complementary color wise. Okay, all right, so I'll keep this aside and then we'll go straight into drafting of the bubu. Okay, so this is the bubu, the fabric for the bubu, the liquid micaldo. As it is our practice, it is 4 yards, 4 yards, 4 yards. As it is our practice, I have folded into 2 and then fold into another 2. Okay, the way we often fold our bubu. Okay, all right, so we now have four pieces, okay, after the double folding. Okay, so we'll just go straight into the cutting. It's not going to take so much of your time. All right, so the first thing we'll do is to take a neckline. Okay, so we are going to measure the front and the back neckline are going to be the same. Okay, so the measurements you need to make this kind of bubu is your shoulder measurement, which of course also known as your back measurement, the length of your bubu, how long you want it to be, your hip circumference, okay, even though it's a bubu, your hip circumference, and what else, your sleeve circumference. And in some other time we could measure from our center back, okay, like this, center back, okay, center back like this, to the point where we want the sleeve to get to. Do you understand? Do you copy that? Okay, so if you're just joining the class, do well to give a thumbs up and comment where you are watching this class from. Okay, all right, so the first thing we are going to do is to take our neck circumference, our neck measurement. So it's to measure our neckline, Please do well to give a thumbs up and comment where you are watching this class from. It is very important, and for emphasis sake, we are learning how to draft cotton. So the bubu you are seeing on the thumbnail, so the bubu is got a pleated sleeve, is a luxury bubu. It's got a pleated sleeve, a pleated shoulder, it's got an exaggerated puffy sleeve, right? It's got a structure pocket, and it also got Aso-oke, you know, the V-neckline Aso-oke design on the front and at the back. So it's a lot for you to learn today. Do not take it for granted. So we are going to be doing our measuring our neck. I have taught in past videos that if your neck depth is going to be deep, you endeavor not to have a wide neckline. Okay, I taught that in in a video some days ago. Okay, so we are going to be using 3.5 inches for the neck width. Okay, 3.5 inches for the neck width. That's 3.5 inches for the neck width. The neck depth, don't forget it's a Bubu. The depth, we are going to be using 8 inches for the Bubu. It's a V neckline, okay, and the dress is not going to have a zipper. So the depth is going to be 8 inches. The same thing we are having at the front and at the back, in front and at the back. So we are taking 8 inches as the neck depth, okay? 8 inches as the neck depth, and then we are going to connect it this way to get our V neckline. The same neckline for the front and for the back. Do you understand? The same neckline, okay? And then the sleeve, like I said earlier, okay, like I said earlier, you will determine how long, where you want your sleeve to get to. And how do you do that? It's either you input your shoulder measurement, and then from the shoulder you take your sleeve, or you just measure yourself, all the clients, your center back. Hope you can see me. Your center back, and then measure to where you want your sleeve to get to, like this. Okay, like for this we can, is 18 inches, but we're not going to use 18 inches because it is an exaggerated puffy sleeve. Okay, so extend it to like 22 or 23 inches, so that when we use our elastic to drape it around here, when we pull it up, it is very, very puffy. Okay, so I haven't explained that. We'll just use the entire length of this folded edge. So measure from here up to this point to see what we have. Okay, let's see what we have. Let's see what we have. Oh, so we have 30 inches. Okay, we have 30 inches. Let me see, where's the, we have 30 inches. So let me see the back measurements for the person. The back is 17 inches. Okay, plus, let me see, the sleeve 9.5, that's 8.5, 9, 18. Okay, 18, 20. So we use about 26 inches. Okay, we use about 26 inches, but you can decide to use the entire, you know, measurement, everything you have on this fabric, everything you have on this fabric. Okay, so I think we should just use everything we have here so that it is very puffy, so we can leave it like that. Okay, so we're using everything we have here. Then from here, you know, in other Bubus, right, in other Bubu, you will have to come down by 3 inches for your shoulder slope, but we're not going to come down for this one because we don't want any joining along the shoulder line, because we are going to be creating a pleat. So we are not coming down, we are not cutting anything away. Okay, so we are going to take our sleeve measurements. Okay, we're going to create our sleeve hole. Now I'm going to be using about 20 inches for the sleeve. I'm coming down by 20 inches for the sleeve. The reason why I am doing 20 inches for the sleeve is because it's going to be puffy. Okay, so by the time we use our elastic to drape it, we have that extreme puffy effect. Okay, that is why I am coming down by 20 inches for the sleeve. So I'll just leave this here for now. Okay, so after doing this, we'll measure our hip point. The hip point for this is 30 inches. Okay, so I'll take the hip point and then I'll take the length of the Bubu. The hip point for this is 30 inches. Right, so this is 30 inches. Okay, 30 inches, and then the length is 65 inches, including folding allowance at the bottom. okay, 65 inches. The actual length is 63 inches, and then 2 more inches to fold the bottom, making 65 inches. So we are going to be looking for our 65 inches down here. So we keep pulling this upward because the table is not that big, to get our 65 inches. So we pull, we pull, we pull. This is 62. The entire tape roll finishes at 62, like this. Okay, and then now we extend it to 65. So this is our 65. This right here is our 65 inches. Okay, so this is the length of the Bubu. All right, so the next thing we have to do now is to impute our hip circumference divided by 4. We are almost done with the drafting. No, we are almost done with the drafting. So on this hip line now, we are going to impute our hip divided by 4. So the hip for this project is 48 inches, right? So if you divide 48 inches by 4, you're going to be having 12 inches. 12 inches. Now this is the actual measurement. Okay, this right now is the actual measurement. After this your actual measurement, you will now determine how big you want the bubble to be. Okay, how big you want the bubble to be. So if you look at the thumbnail very well, you will discover that I also ruched the bubble at the bottom. I ruched it upward. I ruched it upward. Okay, there is another inner dress on the inside of that. We are still going to, you know, do a class for that one sometime next week. Okay, in that class, and you will learn how to eliminate every bulginess at the back. You know those fitted outfits you used to see, all those corporate outfits you used to see that we just gum the body of the person, no zipper bulge, no, it's just perfect. We'll do that next week. Okay, it's also for this bubble. If you check that thumbnail, you will see that is a 2-in-1 bubble. It has an inner dress and then the bubble on it. We'll do that class next week. Okay, so this is the actual. Now I was saying, how big do you want the bubble to be? You can use from 5 inches to 10 inches depending on how big you want it to be, but I am going to be using 6 inches, okay, to open up my bubble. I'm going to be using 6 inches or 7 inches. Let me use 7 inches to open up my bubble. Okay, so 7 inches. I added 7 more inches to my actual, or the client's actual measurement. Please, if you're just joining this class, do also give a thumbs up and comment where you are watching this class from. Okay, it's just simple instruction. Simple instruction. Comment, give a thumbs up and comment where you are watching from. And if you are not subscribed to the channel, do well to subscribe. It is for your own good. Okay, thank you as you do so. So after opening up our bubble, let us measure the totality of what we have here. So we have 19 inches. So this 19 inches right about now, this 19 inches, we are just going to transfer it to the length of the bubble down there. So let us do the transfer. We also have to pull this upward again like this, right? So this is our 19 inches. Okay, and we bring it here. Okay, so we are going to connect. Let me replicate my 19 inches for easy connection. 19 inches. So I'll just start connecting because it's not easy pulling this fabric upward. Let me confirm this. It's like one is a little bigger than the other. Okay, this one is saying 20 inches. Okay, so this is our 19 inches. So I'll just connect like that. And then I'll be pulling down. Pulling it down, pulling it down. Okay, the table is smaller than the bubble, but it's okay. So I'll do my 19 inches here. I'm trying to get an accurate measurement. 19 inches. I pull down. Okay, I pull down, and then we'll do the last connection. Yeah, like that. So we've connected. So we have our length, and then we'll bring the same 19 inches here, like this. Don't forget, this line is the sleeve opening, right? Do you remember? This line is the sleeve opening. Okay, connect it, and then we'll come here and create. You can choose to use your armhole to create a little curve like this, connecting the sleeve line to your Bubu length, to your Bubu extension line, like this. Okay, so I think we are done. We are done drafting this Bubu for now. Okay, another very important thing is, before you start cutting, please endeavor to iron. Okay, iron this edge very well. Oh, it gets why it is very important, because when you want to pick the pleats for the shoulder, you need this line as a guide. Please iron it very well. Those are little tips and tricks. Iron this line very well. I have already ironed it before we started, so I don't get to waste your time. And then you see this origin line here. Iron this line very well. Let it be very pronounced, because you also need this line when you want to use your Aso-oke to embellish the front. You know that V Aso-oke design we have in front? Please, use iron this line, make it come out well. Iron this line. I can see from here that it's only 2 people that has given a thumbs up, and this is not fair. Okay, this is not fair. It's not costing you anything to do a thumbs up and comment where you are watching from. When I make me verse, I'm not going to do class again. No, I make when I encourage una person now. I beg, give a thumbs up and comment where you are watching from. Simple. Thank you. Love you. Okay, so iron them. Okay, because you need them. You will see everything. You will see say you need them. So we are just going to cut right away. Okay, we are going to cut. So we'll start by cutting the neckline. And then I'll pin it down. Make it for no move. You get why? Okay, and then I will go down. So another thing, this Bubu plenty, or the work with this Bubu plenty. This Bubu we also have, you know, that inner belt on the inside that you can use to snatch your waist. We go also put them for this Bubu. We go also put them for this Bubu. So because of that, I want that inner belt to stay at the under bust, and the under bust for this client is 17 inches. Okay, so let us look for the 17 inches. 17 inches. Maybe we mark and keep so that we can notch it when we are done. That's the under bust. It's even bigger than 17 inches. We need them. Okay, this is where that inner belt will stay. It's going to have a structured pocket in front. Okay, so we are not doing any side pockets. So let's just go ahead and cut this out right about now. Okay, this is how to manage your cutting when what you are cutting is bigger than your table. Please, next weekend we are going to be learning how to cut that gown I talked about. If you know how to cut this gown I talk about, you can make an amazing outfit, corporate outfit, you know, that sits very well. No zipper bulge, no excess fabric. Everything just gum your body like that. I'm going to teach you detailfully how to achieve, you know, those corporate outfits you go see for people body. Everything will just come, everything will just, you know, from the back it will just come like this. Sululu welele. No excess fabric. Is because we eradicated every excess fabric. We did what do you call it, that's manipulation. We did that manipulation. We close the darts. Don't worry, you will see everything. We are going to be drafting. It won't be a free hand drafting, now pattern drafting. So you are going to see everything for yourself. Okay, so if you have not subscribed, subscribe and tap on the bell so that when we come online, no, you will get notification. That is 1. 2, number 2, we have a tailoring WhatsApp group, okay, where information flies. If you're interested, send me a message on my WhatsApp. Okay, the number is 080 8205 4674. We have a Facebook group where information also fly. It is called DIY. I will drop on the information, but you can chat me up. Okay, you can also follow us on our Facebook page at Fashion Boss Innovations, where informations and tutorial flies. Guy, if you snooze, you miss. I'm giving all of this information on where you can find us so and learn more. If you miss, if you snooze, you miss. Don't dull yourself. Okay, guys. So we are done drafting the Bubu. The next thing we are going to do is to start stitching. Let me show you how to go about it. From getting your pleated shoulders to placing your Aso-oke, you know, as the V design, to giving you the structured pockets. Okay, so let's replicate that line for our under bust stitching here. Okay, like that, so we don't miss it. Okay, so we're just going to open this up right about now to get our pleated shoulder effects. To get our pleated shoulder effects. So at this point, we are going to turn it to the right part of the fabric. Here, the right part of the fabric, like this. Okay, so let me notch the neckline where it starts from, like this. That's the neckline we just notched. Okay, so you turn the fabric to the right part. So we are about to create our pleated shoulders. Okay, I'll just give you everything you need. Okay, so I open it up this way like this, as you can see. Right, as you can see, this is the neckline. It's a V neckline. So I open it up. It's going to have a pleated shoulder on the side. It's going to have another pleated shoulder on the side. Right? Okay. So you remember when we got the neckline? Who can tell us how many inches we use for the neck width? Who can tell us? Quick, 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 quick. Fastest finger. How many inches would you use for the neck width? How many inches? Is somebody saying something? Okay, so we use 3.5 inches for the neck width. All right. So now we are going to put out our 3.5 inches. Okay. This now is our 3.5 inches. Your 3.5 inches is going to sit exactly on where this neckline is starting from. And then we are going to measure half of the shoulder measurement. Half of the shoulder measurement. Half of the shoulder measurement is what we have is 17 inches. When you divide it into two, you're going to be having 8.5, right? That is half of the shoulder measurement. You're going to be having 8.5, okay? So that's what our shoulder measurement is. Now, because we are creating this pleated shoulder, we don't want the shoulder, the pleat to fall above, down the shoulder. We want it to sit exactly on the shoulder. This means that we are going to deduct 1 inch away from the shoulder. You can deduct about 1 inch or 1.5 inches away from the shoulder so that it sits very well and balanced there. Do you understand? Yes, you do. Okay. That is rule number 1. Okay. But before we do that, I would like us to do something. Let's just get so you know the design is complicated, right? So you know we are going to use Aso-oke for this front, eh? You know when you are working, your brain is calculating. So let us put our Aso-oke first before we go for our pleated shoulder. Oh yeah, Aso-oke, Aso-oke, Aso-oke. Because if you pick the pleats on the shoulder, this is how the pleat is going to be. Before you now come to put your Aso-oke, the work will look rough. So we have to use our Aso-oke to embellish our front and back first, okay? Before we pick our pleats. You see the reason why we needed this line is very important. So this is the Aso-oke. This is the Aso-oke. We are going to get one. All right. Let me take one. Now watch how we are going to place it. Although I have already taught this in the channel, there are different videos for this, so I'm just doing it for benefit of people who like live classes. Okay. So this is the Aso-oke we are using. Remember, I told you should iron so that this front line, center line, go show. You need them more. You need them well. And this is also the shoulder line. You need them well. Okay. So we have to place our Aso-oke before cutting a facing for it. Right. So I will place my Aso-oke like this. Okay. I will place my Aso-oke like this. You see, I am taking it above the shoulder line. I'm taking it above the shoulder line. Okay, because it's slanted. If you don't do it that way, it won't cover the shoulder line totally. Okay. And then I am going to pin. I'll bring it this way. You know it's a V, right? It's technical, but it's doable. I've made a lot of this for different clients. Like this. Did you see what I did? Did you see what I just did, guys? Let me pin first. So I pin it down. I pin it down, right? This is how it was. Okay, this is how it was. So to get that V effect, right, that V effect, I pick up the Aso-oke. Let me pull it up in case you're not seeing very well. Okay, I pick up the Aso-oke and then I curved it like, is it a curve? I just fold it inward like this to give me a V shape. You understand? You saw it? If you got what I just did, please comment that you got it, so that I know that I am not alone on this game. And you are making sure that this line you are making, this fold, is sitting exactly on that center front line I told you to use your iron to get to. You see the reason why you need the front line here. Hey, when I tell you say it gets why, you will not believe me. Okay, so I've gotten it. I'm going to pin. I'm going to pin it down. Okay, so it doesn't shift. I'm going to pin it down. Okay. You're not seeing this, children. I'm going to pin it down so that it won't move. Okay, I pin it down like this. I pin it down. Are you seeing? And then I'm going to cut off this excesses. Okay, I'm going to cut off this excesses so that it looks neat. I'll pull this up and then I'll cut. You see, so pin it down properly. Pin it down properly. Okay, and then we'll do the same for the other side. Whatever we are doing here is what we're also going to do for the other side, for the back. Okay, so we'll replay this for this side now. So I'll bring the Aso-oke back, right? I'll bring the Aso-oke back here. We are going to be using facing to turn the neckline. Please go ahead to ask your question if you have any. Okay, go ahead to ask your question. So I'll bring the Aso-oke here, like this. We'll place it the same way we placed for the first one, for the first side. And then I'll pin. Take your V into consideration, it's very important. And then I'll pin. As you are getting the setting, you are pinning. Okay, you are pinning. All right. So I arrange my V properly. So I've gotten my V, as you can see, right? I will pin. I'll pin it. Arrange my V. I'll pin it before doing the fold in. So after doing that, if you don't practice it, you won't get it. So guys, so I will bring, just like we folded for the first side, we are also going to fold like this so that our V is complete. You see, you see, So do you see it, guys? Please, as you are doing this, you are pinning, oh. And you make sure it is equal at this bottom parts. Okay, you make sure it is equal at this bottom part. You make sure the front also closes up properly. Something, you use your hand to arrange it. As you arrange, you are pinning. Then by the time you are done stitching, you take off the pin. So I make sure it is equal down here before I cut off anything. Okay, so we have successfully made the front. We are going to repeat the same process for the back. Okay, you see, so at this point now we can now cut. Where is the scissors? I'm still pinning. You make sure this line close up, oh, make sure it closes up. Okay, make sure it closes up. When you are stitching, please use your hand to arrange it. So when you are going to stitch, you are stitching here down neatly with a very neat stitch and matching thread, stitching both sides down. Okay, you stitch the neck, you stitch the side neatly, oh, on the edge down. You do the same to this side, okay, to hold it down. Now replicating this at the back side or the front side, anywhere can be front, anywhere can be back, can be a little technical. So watch what I'm going to do. Okay, watch what I'm going to do, how we are going to navigate it. Okay, you know, it's a live class, we cannot fast forward anything. No fast forwarding. If it were to be a pre-recorded class, we have shown you this parts, we'll move to something else. But it's a live class, we cannot continue if we don't finish this process. Okay, so I'm going to do the same on the other side. So you watch how we are going to take care of this place. All right, so let's locate our shoulder line. This is the shoulder line. We have to draw it out. This is the shoulder line. This is the shoulder line here. We have to draw it out. It's very important. That is the shoulder line. So let's bring the fabric. Let's measure what we have here. So it's 25 inches. 25 inches. Okay. So let's bring the Aso-oke again and see if that will give us 25 inches. Now this is what you would do. Okay, this is what you would do. You see the importance of marking out your shoulder line, because this Aso-oke has covered the shoulder line. Okay, so you use your chalk to mark out your shoulder line, and then you bring this Aso-oke. Okay, you bring this Aso-oke, or you bring your Aso-oke, whichever one. Okay, so I'm going to cut this part off. I'm going to cut this part off and fold in this part and place it on my shoulder line. Can you see what I'm doing? You have to be really technical about this. You have to be really technical about this. Okay, it's very important for neat finishing. Putting your V into consideration. See what I'm doing, how I am folding it. I'm folding it slantily so that it falls well on the shoulder line and also gives me my V shape. Okay, it's very important. So you see, so I have it now. I'll pin it down. A lot of the style that people do, they only put the Aso-oke, you know, on just the front. But me, I put it both at the back and in front. Okay, and doing that is a little technical, as you can see. Right? So what we are going to do here, as you can see, this place is not equal, right? So I am going to trim this place off and fold it for it to be equal. Okay, because it has to be equal. You just get technical. As you can see, I've folded it in. It has to be equal. All right, it has to be equal. I've folded it in and I will pin it down. Right, pin it down. Let me cut out some of all this excess fabric. Like that. You see, so we are almost getting there. Okay, we are getting there. We're getting there. We're getting there. So we've also gotten our V neckline here. Okay, I'll pin it down. I'll pin it down. And then we'll start forming our V shape from here by folding this in, right? Sorry about the noise, guys. I'm on the road and it's like there is traffic on the major road, so they are passing alternate routes. We're in Lagos. We don't have control over some things. So you see, I am still taking my center line into consideration for the back back panel. You see why you should iron out your lines. Okay, it's really helping and working, otherwise it will not be properly aligned. So we are looking for 25 inches. Don't forget, the first one we did is 25 inches. So let's measure from our shoulder. So 25 inches. So we have 25 inches here. Exactly here. Okay? So you have to keep folding to reduce it. Okay? You see, I have folded. So we are now at 25 inches right here. So pin it down and then cut off for this part and then go to the other parts. Okay, like that. Hope you are finding value in this class. So guys, because of you I'm doing this. Okay, so I'll raise this up and then I will cut off the excess. Yeah, careful so you don't cut your main fabric. Oh, fabric is expensive. Oh. Okay. So I'll pin. And then we go to the other side. We are almost getting done with this process. Pin here, fork my hand though. So we come here and then we do the same. Then after this, we go to the what now? To the pleated shoulders, right? So I'll get this. Let me look for how to position it well. Okay, so like we did for the first part, taking care of the shoulders. Okay, taking care of the shoulders. So if you didn't get what we did here on this part, I'm sure you will get this one, right? So I bring this here like this. Okay, I've gotten my V, right? And then I will fold slantedly so that it sits on my shoulder line. Oh, it has to sit on my shoulder line. Okay, so yep, it has sat on the shoulder line perfectly. Okay, so I can pin it now. I'll pin it now like that. I'll raise this up and cut off this excess so it's not too bulky. Okay, cut off this excesses so it's not too bulky. Just like that. Don't forget to make this place equal. I'll pin it down. So as you can see, we are using a lot of pins. Don't forget to take out your pins when you have stitched. Okay, so I come back to my neckline, right? Come back to my neckline like this. As you can see, continue pinning, pinning, pinning. Continue pinning, pinning, pinning. Okay. And then after we've secured our neckline properly, we'll then make a fold. Okay, pick it up and you make a fold to give you your design in front. You can see, right? Fold it up to give you your design. Use your hand to arrange it. It's like there is something wrong with this one, so we are going to rearrange it. Okay. Okay. So I've corrected it. Please, if you notice that the place is not sitting well, don't continue. Make sure you correct it before you continue. That is where excellence and perfection comes in play. Okay, so as you can see, we are going to use facing to turn this neckline. Facing, you know what a facing is, right? Use it to turn the neckline. So I'll cut off, okay? This Aso-oke phrase a lot, so now wisdom. When I'm stitching, I know what to do. So guys, I've showed you how to go about the stitching for this. We are practically done with this step and process. We'll go to picking the pleats and then joining the side. That's all there is to this. Okay. Right, so I've showed you how to sew. So you sew down. Please arrange when you want to sew, that everything is properly covered up. Okay, I'm going to do that when I want to sew. That's sure that everything is properly covered up. You sew down, you sew. Don't forget to sew your shoulders. Okay, so this is for this. I'm careful because the Aso-oke is fraying. So we come to picking the pleats at the shoulders. Okay, that's where we are, the point where we are right now. Okay, so I guess I started talking about deducting 1.5 inches from your shoulder neckline, from your shoulder measurements. Okay, so we did 3.5 inches as the shoulder width. Okay, the shoulder measurement is 17 inches divided by 2, that's 8.5. And I said we are going to deduct 1.5, that will give you 7 inches. Okay, so this is 7 inches here. You mark your 7 inches here. Okay, so from this your 7 inches, you will mark 6 inches. So this is the 6 inches, and then the 6 inches you divide by 2 and mark 3 inches. Okay, so this from here, from your shoulder line measurements to here is 6 inches. So you look for the midpoint of the 6 inches, which is 3 inches, and then it's here. This is 3 inches. Okay, this is the 6 inches, right? So from this 3 inches, you are going to pick a pleat. You see, I pick a pleat from that 3 inches, like this. And then I will connect both points, the shoulder measurements and the 6 inches. I will connect both of them together and use pin to hold it. Okay, let me use a bigger pin to hold it this way. Okay, like this. I have held it. Okay, we have just formed our pleats like this. Okay, I'm going to use my iron to sew it down. To hold it down a little if you want to. Okay, I use the iron to hold it down. So the pleat is not going to go all the way. Some goes all the way to the waistline, to the hip line. That's not the type I want. Okay, I'm just going to use between 4 and 5 inches to extend the pleat, and that's all. Okay, it's not the type that will go all the way down. So I'm just doing this to get my pleat line. Okay, do you see that if you had formed the pleat before placing your Aso-oke, it would have been difficult? It would have been really difficult. That is why they will say follow who no road. Follow who no road. Okay, so I'm just going to do this and then we'll bring the class to an end. Okay, just tell you what next to do. So this is our pleats. Now from this shoulder line, this is our shoulder line that goes like this. I will come down by 5 inches here, like this, 5 inches, and then I will also come down here by 5 inches, like this. Okay, 5 inches. So you will pick the pleats just the way it is, like this. Okay, and so you know it's 3 inches. We divided the 6 into 3, so this is the 3. Okay, this is the 3. So you measure your 3 inches for accuracy. Okay, so you pick your pleats and you sew from your 5 inches down to the next 5 inches, which is here. You're picking it this way, or you're sewing it like this. You're not sewing it to gum it to this part of the fabric. Or hope you understand. Okay, you pick it and you sew. You pick it and you sew on your 5 from here to here. So the total of what we have here is 10 inches. Do you understand? You pick it and you sew. So you're sewing from here to here. and leave it like that, it has automatically formed a structured pleat. Okay, so that is it for now. I'm going to stop. The same thing you do here, you do to the other parts, Now this is the sleeve, right? You double fold the sleeve like this, 1 inch, and you sew down. Okay, you sew it down like this. Okay, you sew it down, and then you use your elastic, you impute your elastic on it using the circumference of your arm. Okay, after doing that, you will close it up, right? You will close it up, and then you will sew the sides. Okay, that is all about this. Okay, please ask your question because I need to bring the class to an end. It's getting too long. The Bubu has a lot of process. It's not just an ordinary Bubu. Okay, it's a luxury Bubu that has a lot of technicality, but I believe I've been able to handle the most technical part of this design. Okay, for the waist belt, we have a lot of video on the tutorial on how to do your waist belt. I will link those videos to this one. Okay, and I also make a video on how to create the structure pockets because of you, and then I'll upload it. What other thing would you want me to touch? Okay, what other thing would you want me to touch? Please drop everything you want me to touch, drop it on the comment section so that I can deal with it. Okay, the class is already 1 hour. I don't want it to exceed 1 hour. I pity you too because of your data. Okay, drop your comments, drop your question on the section, comment section. Let's pick it up from there. Okay, thank you so very much, guys, for staying tuned. I'll see you in the next class. Okay, the next class is tomorrow. Okay, so just be on the watch out. Subscribe if you have not subscribed so that you will get notification the moment we come online with another tutorial. Hope you are finding value in this. God bless you and have a good night for now.